Very good. Let's try one more. Excellent. Please remember to turn off your cell phones, and please don't move around because this show is live. And if you must move around, please wait until the commercial breaks. Thank you. Where is everyone? We go live in 5 minutes. Mandy, are you ready yet?
I'm ready. But I'm not happy. I asked for Bavarian cream-filled donuts. Do you know what I got? Twinkies. How can I be ready for a show with Twinkies?
Don't worry, Mandy. I will personally fix the problem. You will have, tomorrow, jelly donuts.
Jelly? I would rather have a Twinkie.
Good, because our sponsor gave us several cases of them. Is our guest ready? How about the singers? And I'm noticing a little feedback. Is there anything we can do about our feedback? Okay, great. All right, so where's the chef? We want to make sure he doesn't set the kitchen on fire again. Are we ready? We go live in 4 minutes.
Okay, Mandy. Can we do a radio check?
Sure. Test, test. This is the marvelous Mandy. Test, test.
It might work better if you turn the mic on.
Oh, right. Test, test. Hey, I can hear myself. Test, test. I can't hear me anymore?
Don't worry about it. Everyone else can.
We are going live in 3 minutes. Everyone ready?
Sorry, but I have to go.
What? Go where?
You know, go.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Mandy, but there just isn't time. You know this is a live show, right?
Okay.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm only the host. My comfort can wait.
Oh, good grief. Can you be real quick?
No, I can wait. After all, I am the star. The show cannot go on without me. What is a little discomfort when the whole world is waiting to see me at my best? I will give them my best.
Attention. I am the producer, and I just wanted to welcome you again to the Mandy in the Morning show. In a few seconds, we will be going live. And for those of you who have not seen the show before, it opens with Mandy saying,
"Good morning, everyone."
And when she does, you respond by saying, "Good morning, Mandy." Excellent. We are going live in 5, 4, 3.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mandy in the Morning show. And I'm your host, Mandy. We have such an exciting show for you today. We have Christmas music by Lip Sync, who's releasing their newest album, Singing Without Talent, next week. And Chef Emerald, will be here to teach us how to make Chips Ahoy chewy cookies. Delicious. We have a very special guest here for you today. He was once known as the meanest man in town. He was a man we all loved to hate. But now we can't help but love him. Recently named Man of the Year. Let's give a warm... We'll know the secret behind the amazing transformation of Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. So don't go away. We'll be right back after these short messages from our sponsor.
And we're clear. Good job, everyone. Let's bring out the newspapers. Mandy, go ahead and go down and get your newspaper. Oh, here we go. Okay, we'll be back in a few seconds, so places, everyone. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And now it's time for the news. A local woman contracted a computer virus, and now she cannot close her windows. Mr. Wilson, our movie theater owner, died yesterday. His funeral services will be held tomorrow at 10, 12, 1:30, 2, 4, and 6 o'clock. A local congregation is stunned to learn that their new pastor, Pastor Bob, is actually a tomato. Over concerns that 3 wise men traveled thousands of miles exclusively by following a star, MapQuest and GPS manufacturers announced a huge hiring freeze. And that's the news. Stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll meet our guest, Mr. Scrooge. Kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
And we are clear. Is Mr. Scrooge ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be out here. I just wanted to know if you were ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Good. Now go back until we call you. Thanks. Okay, we'll be back in just a few seconds, so places, everyone. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. We have a very special guest here for you today. He was all bah humbug 2 years ago. But he's been recently named Man of the Year. We learn the secret behind his amazing transformation. Let us give a warm welcome to Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. Welcome, Mr. Scrooge.
Merry Christmas, and please call me Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas to you too. It's remarkable just how much you've changed over these past 2 years. I don't mean to sound rude, but you used to be a real bah humbug.
It's true, I was a humbug.
What made you so grouchy, Ebenezer?
I used to live my life based on my past. Since I let my past determine my present life, that's when my life became a humbug.
But isn't that how it's supposed to be? Aren't we all defined by our past?
Generally speaking, yes. Our past determines our present reality. Anyways, we are a product of our childhood. That is which determines our current personalities and perspectives, including our fears and fancies.
What do you mean by that?
The successes and failures in life will either encourage or discourage us. Our present is shaped by our past bad experiences. That is what happened to me. I wanted to prove to my father that I was not a failure. Since he valued money, so did I. I didn't really fully realize that life was more than things. As a result, I loved money more than people.
So it's safe to say you hated people.
That's a fair statement. I did hate people, especially during Christmas.
How awful. If I understand correctly, you hated people because you wanted to please your father.
Sort of, but not exactly. My hatred of people came from my drive for success. I wanted to be rich, and I found the best way to become rich was to use people. You have to hate people to use them, but I was good at business. So good, in fact, that many envied my success.
Isn't that a good thing? To be good at business and to become rich. After all, you were wealthy, weren't you?
Rich, yes. Wealthy, no. My riches cost me more than you can imagine.
What do you mean by that?
I had enough money I could have bought anything I wanted, but all I wanted was more money.
Don't we all want more money? Sometimes I sit around and imagine what I would do if I was as rich as you. I would see the world.
I used to sit and dream about what I would do when I became rich. But when I became rich, I found that all I loved was money. That love was like a cancer eating away at my life until I became a humbug.
I didn't know that being rich could cause someone to become unhappy.
My love for money cost me happiness, friendship, and the love of my life. The more money I made, the more I closed myself off to humanity around me. I just became more miserable, and as a result, I wanted to make everyone else miserable.
That's so sad. But you're not a mean old humbug now. What happened to you? Everybody wants to know your secret to happiness.
It's no secret, really. Once I found the source of happiness, it was easy to obtain.
Well, in a moment, we will learn the secret behind Ebenezer's transformation. But we have short messages from our sponsors. And when we return from this break, Chef Emerald will be here to teach us how to make authentic Chips Ahoy cookies. So stay tuned.
And we are clear. Bring out the oven. And is Emerald ready? Emerald?
I'm so ready.
Okay, good grief. Okay, Emerald, please do not burn down the stage again like last time. It took us a week to clean up that mess.
A chef has to do what a chef has to do.
Mandy.
Oh, you don't have to shout. I heard you the first time.
You're supposed to be over with Emerald, remember?
I know. I was just checking out the old shoppers. I love cookies, you know.
Quiet, everyone. We're going live in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Chef Emerald is here to teach us how to make authentic Chips Ahoy cookies. Hello, Emerald.
Hello, Mandy. It's great to be here with you today.
By the way, Emerald, how did you get the name Emerald? Anyway, it's a bit unusual.
It's short for Bob.
Bob?
Bob.
Bob?
Bob.
Bob? Bob was too difficult to say?
Yes, you see, you had to say it at least 3 times to get it right. Emerald, was just easier to say.
Whatever, Bob. I mean, Emerald. I can't wait to make Chips Ahoy cookies. They go great with milk.
Yes, they do. And next time I come back, I will show you how to make authentic milk.
I can't wait.
All right, to make cookies, you need to make sure you have all your implements. First, a bowl, a spoon, measuring cups.
Must you wave everything around like that?
You do want proper cookies, don't you? Then you have to use the right technique.
Where did you learn this technique?
The elves taught me.
Don't the elves make Keebler cookies?
Oh, I can't believe I just did that.
What? Use Keebler techniques on Chips Ahoy cookies?
No, I can't believe I hit my head that hard.
This is getting kind of dangerous.
All right, to make cookies, the first ingredient you have is flour.
Bam! Are you sure that's the right kind of flour?
Who's the cook?
You are.
That's right, I'm the cook, and I'm cooking. Next, you need sugar. I think it needs some more sugar. Do you want to give it some sugar?
You've got to be kidding me.
Bam! No more sugar. All right, next, you need eggs. And milk.
Are you really sure you're doing this right?
Do you know how to make authentic Chips Ahoy cookies?
No, but
I didn't think so. Last but not least, you need chocolate chips.
I hate to interrupt the master at work, but I don't think those were chocolate chips.
They aren't yet. Bam! Now they're chocolate chips. You mix well and place them into the oven for 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Can they cook that fast?
They can when the oven's temperature is set to over 9,000 degrees.
No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam! Ta-da! Authentic Chips Ahoy cookies.
That's amazing. I can't wait to try one, you know. I love cookies.
Yes, just don't try this at home. I love cookies too.
Now you can make authentic Chips Ahoy cookies at home. Sort of. When we return from this break, we will be with Mr. Scrooge and learn his secret to happiness. In the meantime, I'll have more cookies. If there are any left.
And we are clear. Okay, guys, get that oven out of here, but be careful. It's very hot. And be quick. We only have 30 seconds. Okay, we're back. We're back in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. We're here again with Mr. Scrooge and his secret to happiness. Miss Ebenezer, I understand your transformation happened overnight and that you were visited by ghosts. I bet that was scary.
The visit from the spirits was rather unsettling, but it seems that it was necessary in order for me to change.
You couldn't change by yourself?
Not only could I change, I didn't even want to change.
Why? Everyone could tell that you were unhappy. You had no friends, no celebrations, no excitement or fun. You didn't even celebrate Christmas.
We tend to do the things that we're comfortable with, even if those things make us miserable. The worst part is that we don't even realize that we're miserable.
What do you mean by that?
We all know people who keep doing the same dumb things over and over again. We try to help them, but they're comfortable with their misery. What we fail to realize is that we too keep doing the same dumb things over and over again. I bet there are some dumb things that you do without realizing it.
No, I'm perfect in every way.
I thought I was perfect too. I thought everyone else was crazy for spending so much time on silly things like friendship, relaxation, and Christmas.
But you were wrong. Those things are important.
I know now that I was wrong, but at the time I thought I was right. If you look deep enough, you might find that you're probably not as happy as you want people to think you are.
Enough about me. Tell me about those ghosts.
The ghost. Actually, I was only visited by one ghost. It was my old partner, Jacob Marley. He was the closest thing I had to a friend, but we weren't really friends. As he lay dying, I was too busy at work to go see the only companion I had. Jacob, he came to visit me and warned me that I would be visited by 3 spirits.
I bet it was a shock to see Mr. Marley again.
That's an understatement, to be sure. At first, I didn't believe he was real, but he would not leave until I acknowledged that he was real and it was him.
Then what happened?
I'm not sure what those spirits were, really. At first, I thought they were ghosts, but they weren't human. Then I thought they were spirits, but now I believe they may have been angels.
Angels? I love angels. This story just keeps getting better. I have an angel figurine collection at home. Did the angels change your life?
Not exactly, but they showed me things.
Like what?
The first spirit was the spirit of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, my past. The spirit showed me Christmases of when I was a young boy to a young man. As a young boy, Christmas was a dreadful time.
How awful. How can Christmas be dreadful?
I lived in a boarding school, and I spent Christmases in my youth alone. As a young man, I worked for Mr. Fezziwink. He threw the best Christmas parties. Those were the happiest days of my life. So surprising I let that all slip away from me.
What happened next?
Then I was visited by a second spirit, the spirit of Christmas present.
Christmas present?
The second spirit showed me how others celebrate Christmas. It was a stark contrast to my own miserable life. I was even amazed at how other people did it. Even the destitute had more love and Christmas than I had.
Is that when you went from all humbug to Merry Christmas?
The change started then, but I needed the third spirit to convince me that I had to change.
What did the third spirit say?
Honestly, the third spirit didn't say anything.
If the third spirit didn't say anything, then how did it change you?
Third spirit, the spirit of Christmas is yet to come. That spirit showed me my future, which was a result of my miserable life.
It showed you your future. What was it? It must have been exciting.
It was dreadful to know.
Dreadful? But you're man of the year. Everybody loves you. That must have been a great future.
But it was not yet my future. The Spirit showed me what my future would be if I did not change.
What was that future?
Death. Not just physical death, but eternal death.
I guess that would prompt anyone to change?
Before the visit by the spirits, I never really gave any thought to death. I believed that I was a pretty good person, good enough to at least go to heaven. I was blinded by the truth. Most people are, you know. Are you?
Am I what?
Are you blinded by the truth? Do you think that you're good enough to go to heaven?
This interview isn't really about me.
This interview is about all of us. The thing that kept me from hope in my life was my blindness to my own sins. As long as I thought I was good enough to go to heaven, I was blind to the truth.
Well, what did change you? What truth? That you were a sinner?
Yes, I was blind that I was a sinner. I was blind to the truth about sinners. That we all deserve God's love because of our sin, and we also deserve his rejection due to our sin.
What do you mean by that?
How good are you compared to Jesus Christ?
But Jesus is God. Nobody can be good compared to him.
Exactly. Jesus set the standard. I am not as good as Jesus. No matter how hard I try to be good, I can never be as good as Jesus.
But if you're not as good as Jesus, then why are you happy?
I'm very happy now. More than that, I am full of hope, joy, and peace.
I don't understand. You're not as good as Jesus is. You deserve to be miserable, yet you're full of joy and peace. Did the spirits give you peace?
No. All the spirits did was show me that I was not as good as I thought I was. The spirits showed me that I wasn't.
I thought the spirits transformed you.
The spirits showed me that I needed to be transformed, but they did not, nor could they transform me.
Are you going to tell us the secret to your transformation?
I look forward to that more than anything. I hope that you will be transformed. Nothing would give me greater pleasure than to see you all be transformed.
Well, we'll have to wait to hear the secret to your transformation after these short messages from our sponsor. When we come back from this break, Lip Sync will be back to perform a new song from their newest album, Singing Without Talent. So don't go away.
Everybody sing.
We have heard our light, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
And we are clear, folks. Are the singers ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Are you ready to do a sound check? Okay, you guys, we need to do a sound check.
Check, check. 1, 2, 3, check, check.
Are you not speaking?
It's all on tape. After all, we are lip sync.
Hey, aren't you guys a little old? Young to be a famous singing group?
Yes, yes, we are.
So, you're the award-winning lip sync. What awards have you won so far?
None yet.
Then how can you call yourself an award-winning group?
We are just very optimistic about our future. Ladies, get ready. We're going live in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Lip Sync is here to perform a song from their newest album being released next week, Singing Without Talent. Of Mr. Scrooge's amazing transformation from being a humbug to becoming Man of the Year. Ebenezer, you were saying that the spirits were necessary for your transformation, but they did not give you the secret to happiness.
That's true. The Spirit showed me that I needed to change, and that very night I thought I did. I was truly happy for the first time, but I can't even remember. But it didn't last.
You didn't live happily ever after?
After a month or so, I found myself drifting back into my same old ways. I tried hard to keep the Spirit of Christ in my heart, but I just couldn't.
Then what?
I am very happy now, but my happiness did not come from that Christmas Eve. No, all the spirits did was open my eyes to how miserable I was. Without them, I would not have known that I needed salvation.
A salvation? Hold up, I thought we were talking about the key to real happiness.
Salvation is the key to real happiness.
Oh.
I rejected that truth all my life. I was always in control. I always did things my way. I always looked to myself for my own salvation, without realizing that I was that was my fault. Why I was miserable.
Did the spirits give you salvation?
After about a month or so, I found myself returning to some of the same old routines, the same bad habits. I started closing myself off to the outside world and taking advantage of people again. But this time it was different.
Oh, how is it different?
This time, I knew it was wrong. I never really thought of right and wrong before. It just always seemed that I was right and everyone else was wrong. But after that visit from the spirits on Christmas Eve, I knew I was miserable. The more I tried to cover it up, the more miserable I became. And it would just build up inside of me until I would take it out on some poor soul ever so often.
Then you really didn't change at all.
I did change, but how that change came about was a complete surprise to me.
A surprise?
One Sunday, about a month after my visitation, I had the sudden urge to go to church, so I went. It was the same choir and the same preacher, but even though it was the same, it was completely different. The songs, they spoke to me. I understood what the preacher was saying to me, and it was as if he was talking directly to me. But the preacher wasn't the one speaking to me. It was the Spirit of God.
God spoke to you. What did he say?
Nothing and everything. I knew that I was the source of my unhappiness. And the visit of the spirits on Christmas Eve told me. But during that service, I realized something so wonderful that I could have never realized it on my own.
What?
I realized that although I was a sinner, Jesus Christ loved me.
But everyone knows that. We learn it as a child. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong.
Did you know that there's a difference between knowing about Jesus' love and knowing Jesus' love?
Isn't that the same thing?
No, not at all. I knew about Jesus' love when I was so mean. But when I realized that I was a sinner, and then I knew it about God, then I realized that there was a difference. And that made a difference for me. I could not change myself no matter how hard I tried. But God revealed to me through the sermon that Sunday morning that I did not have to be good to get to God, because God was good enough to come for me. All I had to do was let God find me and accept his gift of salvation.
And now you're getting crazy. You mean to tell me that you don't have to be good to get to heaven?
Exactly. No matter how hard we try, we cannot be as good as Jesus. If we cannot be as good as Jesus, we cannot earn a place in heaven. That's the bad news. The good news is that the Father said that he sent his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall have everlasting life.
So bad people are going to heaven?
Only the bad ones can go.
So, since everyone is bad, everyone is going to heaven?
No, not everyone. In fact, the scripture says that very few will make it.
How can that be?
The only people that make it to heaven are those that don't deserve to go.
I don't understand.
I know. You asked me the secret of my transformation. I tried to keep the goodness of Christmas in my heart, but I couldn't do it. But when I gave my life to Jesus, the love of Christ just stayed in my heart.
You mean to tell me that the secret to your transformation is Christ?
That's right. The hardest part of my transformation was realizing that I was a sinner and that I could not do anything to save myself. But once I came to grips with that, everyone who trusts in Christ can have the same transformation.
Is it really that easy?
Simple, yes. Easy, no. Before we can receive the good news, we have to realize the bad news. The bad news is that we are a sinner. The good news is that Jesus paid the price for our sin. The better news is that God's gift of salvation is free for the asking. So while I deserve to be punished for all eternity, I am made clean in Christ because He has given and paid the penalty for me.
What do we need to do?
It is a free gift to anyone who will receive it. But first, we need to realize that we need salvation. Next, we need to realize that God is real. Last, we need to believe that God the Father so loved the world that He sent His Son on Christmas morning, that whoever believes in Him shall have everlasting life.
Is it really that simple?
Remember, salvation is simple, but it's not easy. Most people, when confronted with their sin, ignore the path of salvation that God has offered.
But aren't there many ways to God?
No. Jesus is the only way. Jesus' way is so simple that there is no other way.
Well, I want to talk with you more about this after the show, but we've run out of time. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. I know I did. And I hope you come back tomorrow for another great show.
Okay, we're clear, and that's a wrap.
Mr. Scrooge,
Yes.
is what you said really true?
I'm living proof that it is.
Will you sing with me?
I would love to.